you like the draw?
I have never liked to draw ever, but
You like the location too?
well, San Diego. You know, if you can't go to St. Louis or Oklahoma City, that'd be my next pick for sure. So, yeah, I like where we're going, and I actually like that it's on Friday. So you know, just to give us an extra day, so and we could use some practice time. So I like that. You know, we're studying Cal Baptist. I don't know as much. I know who their coach is and where they are and the league and winning it and all that stuff. And I know they got, you know, Dominique, if I'm not mistaken, is averaging about 22 or 23, and he shot 180 something threes this year. So I know that that'll be a top priority. But I'm looking forward to studying them tonight and have a better feel and a better book on them.
What's it like being with the guys, I guess, as the draw was unveiled, and how do you feel about people's overall spirits and mood right now?
I actually thought we were great today. You know, we watched tape. We watched tape of Kansas City, and then we watched tape of when we were playing much better against ball screen coverage, things like that. So, and we had a very spirited practice today. So, yeah, I feel good about that. You know, and no matter what, no matter what in this sport, whenever you don't feel well, you always feel better after you practice. And the guys' attitudes were great, so they're excited.
And if I may ask a Gary White question, what do you remember about playing at this arena 10 years ago when you guys played San Diego State?
I remember like it was yesterday. You know, I remember, if I'm not mistaken, Gary, Perry Ellis had a big game.
I just remember the town being great. I don't remember that game much.
You must have been drinking the night before. No, it's a great venue because, if I'm not mistaken, out there the inside of the venue is terrific, but the outside of the venue is all outdoors. So which is kind of cool. You know, you obviously can only do that in certain areas of the country, and that's one of them.
You were right, Perry had 20.
See, a little disappointing, Gary. So.
You've done it both ways over your years, taking teams that have won a bunch in a row, taking teams that have been 500 down the stretch, lost a couple. Have you found it matters at all? Or?
Yeah, I think it does matter. I'm not going to lie and say it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters a ton from a energy standpoint, but you always want to have momentum going into something. But that's why I said on Friday, maybe it gives us a little bit more time for momentum. I'm not going to try to blow smoke to the point where you guys actually believe this. But if you play on Saturday, you might as well win, because not winning on Saturday, you know, is an extra day's rest. Sunday becomes an off day. When do you really practice? You give them 2 days off and all that stuff. The fact that we didn't win, even though it was a decisive loss, you always want to play better. But if you're going to be a Pollyanna type guy, which I always am, I actually think the extra day was good for us, especially for one player more than anybody else, Melvin. You guys could probably tell that his body's getting a little run down. We're only playing him 39 minutes a game and asking him to basically do a lot of stuff. So I think even today I gave him the day off. So he got Saturday and Sunday when everybody else practiced.
That was my next question.
Sure
about
it was.
Because he was pretty hard on himself after both games, TCU and the loss. He talked about, you know, I'm not bringing the energy I need to. Is that the correlation, that his body's worn down and he's trying to figure that out?
I actually think it is a little bit. When have we not seen him this year not have energy? Right. And we say it all the time, God. We're beating him up. We're wearing him out. And regardless of what anybody thinks, even though world-class athletes and everything, his body's never been through anything like this before, or his mind, and I think it becomes causes some fatigue. But you know, he'll be fresher and ready to go, in large part because of a little bit of extra time, give them an extra day, but also the fact that we didn't play well over there, so that created an extra day as well.
Coach, yesterday on the broadcast, after the broadcast, national guy from the ACC said nothing that anybody in the Big 12 is going to see in the tournament is going to be any tougher than this gauntlet here. They'll have to get to the regional final before they start to see the matchups they're seeing here at the Big 12 tournament. Do you think that's true? And then can you talk about your run beyond this first round?
Well, I will say this: we played 7 games, 7 out of 33 that were teams that were ranked in the top 5 in the country at the time when we played them, if I'm not mistaken. And that does not include an Iowa State team that was like 7th. That's just ranked in the top 5. So I don't know how many teams go through a gauntlet like that, Neil. There's different philosophies. One, that type of gauntlet can wear a team down, but it prepares you. And there's the other, school for thought that your team should be fresher if you didn't have to play the gauntlet. I'm going to choose to. We'll be more prepared, and our team will be fresh. So, but it's a hard league, and the team that we played the other day played great, and we played. God, what did we miss? 20 shots in a row, or 20 out of 21, or what was it? You guys know better. 17 in a row.
I think so.
Yeah. And so hard to look very efficient offensively when you do that. Of course, a lot of them were poor shots and bad offense, but give Houston credit. But hey, Houston, Arizona, and Iowa State and Tech, and you guys saw BYU finished 9-9 in the league, and they're still a 6th seed. So that tells you there's certainly respect for our league.
Bill, this will be the first time that Cal Baptist has made it to the NCAA tournament. Do you expect that kind of inexperience to factor
No.
at all?
It's the first time some of our guys have made it too. So could it be a factor in some ways? Yeah, I guess it could. But I coached Tulsa when it's the first time any of those guys had played in the tournament, and they actually did fairly well. So I don't know that that's a huge factor. And Riverside's close to San Diego, obviously. So I'm sure they'll bring a pretty good contingent of fans, and people out there will cheer for the home team. So we certainly have to anticipate that.
What did you think of getting a 4 seed, and what did you think of not getting Oklahoma City when Missouri gets to go to St. Louis?
You know what, Gary? Over my years, 20, can't count 23 because we would have been the number 1 overall, but there wasn't a tournament. So in my 3 years at Illinois and 2 at Tulsa, what I have come to realize is a lot of times what you wish for isn't what you really want. And a lot of times what you hope doesn't happen can turn out to be a benefit. The other thing is I actually think location in many ways, if you're playing in Wichita like we did one year when we were the 1 seed, that's different. And Oklahoma City would send 4,000 people down there, but it's in the NCAA tournament, even though you hope that you always hope that you have an advantage from a fan standpoint. It doesn't seem to quite measure up like that in the tournament like it does, during a regular season or even during a conference tournament. So tournaments are hard, It's hard for people to travel 3 weeks in a row, and they plan it out. So obviously a lot of people try to plan it out. Well, I can make this weekend or I can make that weekend, but I can't make every weekend. And so it's a little bit unusual unless you can just stay at home the whole time. And obviously we wouldn't be able to do that based on us not being a top seed. So I'm good with whatever.
How difficult is your region compared to the others?
Well, you got the number 1 overall seed, which probably means that we were the 16th seed as the 4, I would think. You've got UConn, that's a potential, said all along, that was on the 1 line just up until, what, 3 days ago or 2 days ago, and then I guess yesterday. And then you have, who is it, Michigan State, whew, you know, as a 3, and they were obviously, the worst they could do is be a 3, and they were talked about being a 2. And then you have, in my opinion, you know, as hot a 5 as there is, period. You know, they win the Big East, beat UConn by 20, and they're the 5th seed. So yeah, I think it's hard. But I also think this year, all along that 3, 4, 5, 6, it seems harder to me this year. It seems like to me there's less separation than maybe there has been in years past.
You always tell us your prediction. Did you predict a 4th seed when you woke up today?
I always tell you, it's amazing me. Gary and I always talk about.
I mean, every year.
I actually thought we would be a 4 or a 5. I thought we would be based on how Vanderbilt played today and how Arkansas and Wisconsin played. I thought it was a situation we'd be a 4 or 5.
My last one, if you win, you could face Northern Iowa or Zuby and Patino.
Yeah.
What do you think of, you know, maybe playing Zuby and 2 Hall of Fame coaches, or Northern Iowa?
Well, Northern Iowa already beat us in the tournament, in a 1 versus 8, if I'm not mistaken, game, 1 versus 8 or 1 versus 9, so we played Ben in a second round game, which would be the same as this one, and I've never played Rick in the tournament. Of course, obviously, I believe he's as good as our business has. So we'll have to prepare really hard for that, and if we're fortunate enough to get past and beat Cal Baptist, which you know, we're not going to look ahead past anybody, and certainly not them. But I'm happy for Zuby. You know, a guy we didn't want Zuby to leave. You know, you got Zuby. Ernest was still here at that time, and we recruited Hunter. So he made the right decision for Zub. But he's a terrific kid, and he's had unbelievable success. So I'm really happy for him.
Bryson, I mean, I think if you guys are gonna have the type of success you went to in March, he's gotta make an impact. Have you had a talk with him, or?
We talked a lot all year long about what we need to do. So I'm not going to punish Bryson because I didn't feel like he was as good as what I'd hoped in certain areas that I think is important, and you guys may not see it the same way. But he's had a really good year for us, but he's got to take another step, and he's more than capable of doing it, and I'm certainly anticipating him doing it.
Coach, how do you feel about your talent? How do you feel about your mindset overall? I remember 2 years ago talking about we got to do a better job as coaches, bringing in players and developing them. How do you feel about the team and this program moving into the tournament this year?
I feel fine. Of course, when I said that, I think I probably said it during an off season, but I like our guys, and our guys have played really well at times. Maybe as well as we're capable of playing at times, and then at other times have really played the polar opposite, in my opinion. So I like our team. Are we on a serious roll that you could say momentum is it's, you know, it's rolling down the mountain and we're just gaining steam? I don't feel that. But I also know what a win in the NCAA tournament automatically does for you from a momentum standpoint and everything. So I don't think we're much different than anybody else in the tournament right now, to be honest.
Senior day, you told the crowd you got a guy who can put a team on his back for 2-3 weeks. You got a taste of what Darren looks like in postseason. Do you get a feel for how excited he is, or? I think
he'll be excited. I didn't see what none of us played well enough to see what we could do in Kansas City. So it'll be interesting to see how everybody plays, and you know, so many people put so much emphasis on him, which I guess is fair with the hype, but the reality is, I want him to make us better, and I want us to make him better, and I didn't think we maxed out or came even close to that as what it could be in Kansas City.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right.